intro time.
Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning in to real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.
Here locally in the community, make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Bodies by Jeremy Campbell.
Oh, I'm trying to do this total. Yeah, I know the Chargers screwed us up. I went 6-7. Uh, King SJ had a good week, but not that good because he only had 18. So I'm still working on it. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a long night. Prayers up to the Rourke family. Yes, they did. But at the same time, I picked a lot of underdogs too. So the underdogs I picked didn't win, and the ones I didn't pick did win, and it didn't make any sense to me. So let's see. Got the first one wrong. Right, 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 right. Wrong. Right, right, wrong. Right, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 9 right. You're okay. Keegan. Uh, Sarah and King SJ. I counted 9. You had 9 right. 9 and 4. Moonscar and Matt Henry are the one you got to worry about. They were the ones only a couple behind you. But that being said, Texans, Vikings. Oh no, you got 8. That's right. I keep counting the Texans. No, it's 8-4, 8-5. You're right. I have to deduct one. One of the ones we all thought wouldn't lose. That I was counting it as a win. Don't mind me. It's been a rough week night. Wrong, wrong, right, wrong. 4, 7, 8. Yeah, it almost looks like a lot of people got like 8 right or less. You're still sitting with a 3-game lead so far. 4. Ooh, man, Henry, you didn't make your case very well this week. Yeah, this week was hard to pick. I think this week coming up is going to be just as hard. I will put up the pick 'em sheet today. I forgot to do it last week. I won't today. Minnesota, Detroit, San Francisco, Seattle. Not great. Damn, Jay. Way to get himself back in the game. Yeah, I stunk too. Yes, this is the last week. This is the last week coming up. I'll post the pick 'em sheet. But we're gonna do it in December and maybe give away like either a custom tumbler or something like that. This week's a jersey. This month's a jersey. This was a special one. It was the money was donated in by one of the fans, and so instead of spending it on myself, I'm spending it on y'all. Yes, yes, I did. I actually posted in the community post about it last night because it broke while I was live with Von Doom. Oof, Dwayne. Yeah, you had a rough week. You had a real rough week. 3, 4, 5. Oof. So I'm gonna throw the jinx at you. Gonna have a perfect week and win that jersey. Amen. Hey, it's all about having fun. All right, I got the important ones. So no one has less than 24. That's pretty darn good, guys. If you think about it, 42 games, no one has less than 24. That means we're all doing better than half of the people on an ESPN NFL Live. And the reason why I say that is because 3 of them hit less than 50%. So think about that. We just outpicked half of the pundits that get paid 5 to 6 figures on ESPN. I'm good with that through 3 weeks. But let's look at our top rated and bottom rated offensive players according to PFF. Number 1 was Taylor Decker. Number 2, Tim Patrick. Number 3, Kevin Ziegler. Number 4, Jameer Gibbs. And 5 was David Montgomery. He goes, cool. ESPN sucks. Anyways, this is true. But that's, they get paid a lot of money to do that. Austin Hacker, how you doing, buddy? Our worst offensive players, Sam Laporta, Khalif Raymond, Frank Ragnow, Graham Glasgow, and Dan Skipper. Thank God that Dan Skipper was only on the field for like 3 plays and a couple times as the extra deck. Best defensive players, Zadarius Smith, Aleem McNeil, Malcolm Rodriguez, Kirby Joseph, DJ Reader. They must have really taxed Brian Branch on that hit that he put on Michael Pittman. Somehow he was one of my defensive stars of the game, but they had Josh Pascal, Brian Branch, Pat O'Connor, David Long, and Kendall Vildor was our worst rated one. I agree with Kendall Vildor all day. On the offensive side, our best metrics by PFF was special teams. Running was second, receiving was third. Lowest team metric, coverage, tackling, and blocking. Yeah, it was some of the worst pass blocking. To be specific on that, it was pass block. And Zadarius Smith being our highest ranked PFF guy, I I don't disagree with it. He was owning one of the best guards in the league in Quentin Nelson. He was taking Quentin Nelson out to lunch. But at the same time, DeForest Buckner, yep, I'll take the hit and not worry about what PFF thinks. But here's the other one for you. And I did see Corey in here. Corey, before I forget, here's your song. Ugh. I didn't get a chance to hit the chat right away because I was paying attention to trying to get the tabulations done. I only got one player left, and he didn't do good either. The people that did the best, kudos to you. It looks like 8-5 is the benchmark. I want it to be on a pick six. Them trying to take the lead on a pick six. The Bears are playing better offensively as late, but they don't know how to win. Is that a good way to word it there, Sarah? If you look at them, they're playing better offensively, but they don't know how to win. All of them are coming around, just like I said they would at this time of year, but they haven't figured out how to close out a game. And until and I don't think they're going to do it in a buzzsaw of a stadium like Ford Field with how loud. That'll work too. Fuck the Bears. Yep, I hear you. I I don't think it's a trap game because this this coaching staff seems to have this team dialed in on next man up for who's on the schedule. We hear, "Oh, this team's going to be a trap game." We beat them 52-6. Uh, that's fine, but I expect it because it's a divisional game, it's going to be a slobber knocker. They have us as 10.5 point favorites for the first time ever on Thanksgiving, and it scares the shit out of me. I don't even want to touch that bet. No, he's just like that after every loss because he usually gets sacked and he chipped a nail. Come on, leave the poor guy alone. He's special. Oh, yeah. There's days where you just don't want to get out of bed. Yeah, it's a 10.5 point favorite for the Lions. Well, you know what they're looking at? Special. Oh yeah, I want to see one in the game too. I just don't want it to be the reason they lose because that's already happened. That's what I'm getting at, Sarah. Trying to adjust this so it's not catching as much of that glare from the window, but it is what it is. The guy I thought was absolute dog shit, and I can't believe he isn't in the bottom. Josh Pascal was doing a good job on getting past the right tackle while Zadarius Smith was stunting and going inside and making Quentin Nelson give him his lunch money. James Houston, where was he? On the ground, not getting past guys. Trevor Nowaski had a bad game. Oh, I know. Bears do play a lot of zone. When they play man, you can tell. And that's one of the things that Ben Johnson does very well, and he did it the least in this game. That 11-man trips bunch formation with all the motion, we didn't run it. We did not run the motion. Okay, I hear you. I'd rather just do our part and win so we can keep up the whole. I did my part. I did my part. I did my part. I didn't do shit because that's the best part of the show anymore. I love it. That's my great. That's my favorite thing to do on Mondays now. What about a 60-3 block field goals? Having too much fun now. Yeah, I don't think it'll be that. Rivalry games are different. If you think about it, two of our lowest point differentials this season out of the top 3 are divisional games. I know. That's why I'm not worried about that elite defense. Matter of fact, let's go over that. Let's see how that ranks up. I want to see the defensive rankings after they got clowned. Oh, we already know that. Oh, the Lions improved to 13th. The overall defense for the Bears have dropped to 14th. Passing defense. They're still in the top 10. Rushing defense. Oh, the Bears rushing defense is down there where the Colts was last week. I agree, Dwayne Kane. It's just do like we've been doing. Scoring defense, Lions, Vikings and Lions are top 5. Bears have dropped to 7th. The Packers have dropped from 8th to 10th. How do you drop when you win? Red zone defense. Bears are still number 1. Lions are tied for 3rd. Packers are 19th. The Vikings are 21st. I know. The last time a team had a good defense, the Lions just we know. Views and opinions of Jeremy Bulrick Jr. does not reflect that of Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions or nor I smoking Jeremy B. Third down defense. Lions are first. Bears are fourth. Vikings are 8th. Packers are 13th. Minnesota is number 1 at defensive interceptions. Second is the Texans. Third is the Detroit Lions. Fourth is the Buffalo Bills. 5 is the Saints. 6 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. 7th is the 49ers. Tied with them is the Green Bay Packers. Los Angeles is ninth. The Bears are tied for 10th with the Broncos at 9. Forced fumbles. Green Bay's number 1 at 12. Why did I say number 1? Forced fumbles. There we go. No, I got that backwards. And now, fuck the Vikings. Indianapolis Colts have forced the most fumbles at 14. Philadelphia Eagles, 14. Pittsburgh Steelers, 13. Green Bay Packers, 12. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 12. San Francisco 49ers, 12. Buffalo, New York, Arizona, and New Orleans at 11. Bears, Commanders, Browns, Patriots, Cowboys all at 10. Texans, Lions, Rams, Seahawks are all at 16th with 9. Fumbles recovered. Green Bay Packers number 1 on fumbles recovered with 11. Pittsburgh has 10. Indianapolis Colts has 9. Chicago Bears have 9. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have 8. Buffalo Bills have 8. Giants and Texans. Eagles and Commanders have 7. Arizona, Cleveland Browns, New York Jets, Vikings, Broncos, Panthers all have 6. Tied at 17th is the 49ers, the Patriots, the Lions, the Rams, the Bengals at 5. I dropped the Bengals defense. and picked up a running back. We might. Say what you want. They're running the ball well. Um, Roshan Johnson doesn't really break big runs, but DeAndre Swift can. But at the same time, he's had no runs, no explosive runs where he's had 20 yards after contact. And that's awfully telling. He also, his fastest run has been 15.6 miles per hour. So that puts him 25th at fastest running back. He never used to be that slow. What happened? What had happened was, oh, here's something the Lions are number one in and a metric that nobody's thinking about. Aaron Jones had, yeah, I know. Yeah, I hear you. Quarterback hurries. Guess who leads the league in quarterback hurries? It's the Detroit Lions. He might, Fred. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about injuries. He's been staying healthy. He's been hit. He's gotten up. He hasn't missed any time. Kudos to him on fixing whatever it was. I think it was the I want to get out of Detroit flu. Passes defended. That's interesting. Yep. As far as quarterback hurries, the Lions lead the league at 55. Minnesota 47. Kansas City Chiefs 46. Houston Texans. Los Angeles Rams. Indianapolis Colts. New Orleans Saints. The Cowboys. The Broncos. The Browns. The Jets. All have more than the Vikings or the Packers and the Bears. And at 11th place with the Jets, that's tied for 10th, has 35. The Packers come in at 12th, 34. Still looking. Oh, there's in 18th place in the league. Chicago Bears at 30. I agree, Jim. Um, yes, we're number one in hurries. We are third in QB pressures. Let's just go to the sacks. Minnesota's fourth in the league at 38 total. I still have yet. I'm at 17th before I run into the Chicago Bears. Arnold is playing. Arnold returned to full practice yesterday. 27 Green Bay Packers. 25 for the Detroit Lions. I'm trying to read just what is the pressure rate. And it don't have that one. But that's some advanced metrics that I was able to look up. I just thought it was interesting that on QB hurries, we're number 1 in the league. I don't think he's gonna fumble. If it is, it'll count as a fumble, but I think it'll be a back set. Right. But, Wayne County Prosecutor's Office announced last night that no charges will be filed against Jamison Williams. Much like I said when I read it, it might happen. Hey, we might hurt his poor widow ears. We might yell so loud his fingernail polish cracks. I think that would be detrimental to his health. Good for you, Keegan. So I'm going to look at my little PR thing here real quick. I just can't believe we're there. A QB hurry is anytime a QB has to move because pressure is getting to him. Hurries are different than just pressures. That's what I was trying to get at. And the fact we're not dead last and Hayden Hutchinson hasn't been playing since week 6. I'm trying to get back to that injury report they sent me last night. Terrion Arnold returned to full practice last night. Amon Ra has something going on with his knee. DJ Reader is sick, so he missed practice yesterday. Hopefully he returns today. I hope it's just the food poisoning thing, the 24-hour bug they call it. Leaf Raymond, he's going to be out. David Montgomery, who knows? I doubt it. They don't usually do that. They keep coaches till the end of the season. I hope they fire them all for Chicago's sake. But for our sake, I hope they keep them all. Now, let me read the practice report, everybody. Carlton Davis, knee and thumb. He re-aggravated his thumb. That's why they didn't let him come back in, guys. So there's a chance we may not have CD3. Taylor Decker is dealing with a knee now. No practice. David Montgomery, shoulder. No practice. Hopefully that's just rest because they didn't let him play the rest of the game because they wanted him healthy for this week because he loves running for touchdowns versus Chicago. Remember, he had 4 last season. Khalif Raymond, foot. No practice. We heard he might be out during the game. He's more than likely going to be out this week as well. DJ Reader has an illness, and I'm hoping it's just one of those food poisoning things. Amon Ra, knee, no practice. That one bothers me. Terrion Arnold, full practice. So Terrion Arnold's back to business as usual. Same here. I agree, Jim. AG is doing a tremendous job this year. I've been hard on him because our second half adjustments by the defense has been abysmal his first 3 years here. Amazing stat time. Since week 6, after our bye week, do you know what the total points scored in the second half versus our defense is when you add all 7 games together? In the second half, teams have only scored 30 points. 19 of that was the Vikings. 8 was Green Bay. And the last 3 was the field goal that Dallas scored in week 6. Nobody else has scored in the second half of games since the bye week. Now, I want to tell you what's astronomically great about that. The third quarter last year. Yeah, I know. I know, Brent. But I don't want to think about that because we don't have them. Well, we have better depth of talent, is the one thing. We didn't realize how bad our depth of talent was until the injuries piled up real early with Detroit last year. I don't know if we re-sign Davis at this point. He started out the season god awful. He's gotten better as he's built grew within the scheme, but I don't know. He hasn't done enough for me. He had 2 picks in 1 game. That's it for the season. He has been a burnt toast at times. I want to see more. That's just for me and my peace of mind. Before I'm gonna, hey, we should be happy that we have the depth we do, because otherwise we'd be missing Iffy and Rakestraw more than we are. Think about that. Rakestraw has been basically injured the entire 2/3 of the season now. How weird is that? There's only 8. What is it? 6 weeks left of football, and then we're in playoff football, and we're 10-1. First 3 times having winning seasons back to back to back. 9, 12, and 10 plus. That's winning seasons. Okay, I'm glad everybody agrees on it. Um, Rakestraw has a lot to prove once he gets back on the field. If he has a lot to prove, if he wants anything more than a vet minimum contract, he has to be able to provide some type of spark at the end of the season. And the way Branch is playing, you're not moving him from strong safety. While he was a great nickel cornerback last year, Brian Branch is playing at an all pro level this year. Kirby's playing at an all pro level this year. We have an all pro defensive backfield in the safety room. I Yoli Cruz. Hello, our resident Packer fan. How many people has Chicago fans, Packer fans, and Viking fans talking on the same show? It was a little bit of both. If he wouldn't have been on that guy like white on rice down there at the goal line, and it was a perfectly placed pass, that'd have been in. Thank God it was a holding call. But the guy dropped the ball too, so it ended up being incomplete. But there was a holding call, and it got called back even more. because that was a dime. Say what you want. Anthony Richardson has the build and the look of Cam Newton. The problem is he has the durability of him too. Oh, Jim's got to throw his hate in here. Oh, I think it's next team up. That's the philosophy. We're taking it 1 week at a time. We're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're not looking ahead. They're going to diagnose these last 2 weeks of the plays that the Chicago Bears have run and adjust accordingly. The mistake that I saw by the Green Bay Packers defense and the Vikings defense in the fourth quarter was going to a soft zone coverage. Caleb is good versus a zone coverage. We saw it all year. Commanders ran a half man, half zone coverage. Yes, I agree, Brent DeWitt. I made this comment in one of my chats about the show where I have some of the fans that come on the show talk with me. And I actually brought that up. Brandon Joseph is having a great on the field interview for Iffy's job. I think Iffy is on notice. Right, because we can get him on that rookie minimum contract as a UDFA for the next 2 years yet. And everybody forgets that Brandon Joseph, at one time prior to the draft in the 2023 season, he was ranked as a top 5 safety. And he dropped and we got him as a UDFA, which shocked the shit out of me. Because the guy I wanted out of that draft was Smoke Monday because of the name. But he's a practice squad player. I still want to poach Andre Carter. I want Andre Carter in a Lions uniform. I think it'd be great to have Terrell Williams working with him. He's one of those guys for the first couple weeks, he won't be dressed because you got to keep him on the active roster for 4 weeks. We keep one roster spot open every week. Jim Jackson, you're actually right. I always hated the bend don't break soft zone defense. It has cost us games over the years. And this is the difference about the 4-2-5. The 4-2-5, you can attack it either way, and they're using more man than they are zone. And I love it. We finally have the guys to run this scheme. It's not because they developed into this scheme. Big difference there. The only knock I have against AG now is tell me one cornerback who's played better the previous season and got better here with him. It's an obvious and easier answer. It's an obvious and easy answer. There hasn't been one yet. Terrion Arnold has grown because he's playing, which is what we wanted him to do. And we all heard all offseason, Terrion Arnold was the second best corner on this roster, and it wasn't close. And he's proven it. He's given up less yards than CD3. He has less penalties than CD3. And he has yet to give up a touchdown. CD3, through the first 5 games, he was the most cooked cornerback in football. Don't let it be skewed. He gave up over 800 yards through 5 games. We were awful on his side of the field, no matter who he was playing, because they put DK over there, got torched. They put Lockett over there, he got torched. I'm just talking about in week 4. Here's the crazy thing. He still led the cornerbacks as most cooked cornerbacks after 5 weeks, and that was with them having a bye week. I don't know who told him what in that defensive backs room, but I think he was told, "Hey, you're not on the Bucks anymore. We can't carry you." I agree, Jim. I think that's who's been leading them. Kirby is one of our leaders in that defensive backfield, no matter what Amik Robertson and CD3 says. It's Kirby that's the vet here that's known the playbook and looking like an all pro. I don't think the Bills is a trap game. They're a good team. Why do you say trap game? It's our hardest game on the schedule, and Vikings are probably the second hardest. Green Bay's going to be hard. They've got a good record. Uh, I don't I don't like anybody saying trap games because there's no trap games on our schedule. There's not. We went through what was supposed to be our trap game part of the schedule. It was supposed to be when the Seahawks came to town. Jim Jackson agreed, just had to learn not to be so handsy in the NFL. No, I know, they're great. Special teams were the star of the show. Jack Fox flipped the field so many times that the Colts couldn't do anything, and our defense was stopping whatever they did in that whole second half. As a matter of fact, from the first drive of the second quarter when they got their second field goal, our defense dominated that game. And if Wingo didn't miss 3 tackles, Anthony Richardson probably would only had 30 yards rushing against us. I think it could be, Jim, but at the same time, I don't trust the Bills to get to a Super Bowl because they have to still get through the Chiefs. They either gotta get through the Chiefs or the Ravens. If it's the Ravens, I trust them, but if it's the Chiefs, pencil it in, it'll be a Chiefs-Lions Super Bowl. Um, the other if Knuckles don't play, we have Vaki and Craig Reynolds. I think I think he's gonna play. I think they're just resting him. They don't want that when you have a shoulder stinger like that, because he was ready to come back in the game, and he said, "I wanna play versus Chicago." So I think they're just resting him. They don't wanna risk it. You know what I mean? They don't wanna risk it for the biscuit. But it's time to do our favorite thing. We're gonna start at the bottom and work our way to the top like we always do. 4-7, 0-2 in the division. A blocked field goal and an overtime field goal beat them because Luce is an idiot. First coach in the NFC North by far. First quarterback in the NFC North by far. It was the Bears. And in third place with a mighty FGP with an 8-3 record. 1-2 in the division because they beat those fucking pack Bears. It's fuck the Packers. 9-2 in the division. Second place. Who skull fucked the Bears in overtime with the 330-yard performance, 6 for 6 to go 90 yards by Sam Darnold. It's the Vikings. 2-1 in the division. And atop the division at 10-1. 2-0 in divisional play, about to go 3-0. It's the mighty, mighty Lions. Everybody skull fucks the Bears. It's our turn. It's our turn. Interesting factoid. What team has been in the basement more in the North? The Bears or the Lions? Since 2000. 10-1. Just wow. Go Lions. 9 in a row we've won. No. The Bears have been in the basement since 2000 more than the Lions, and we had an 0-16 season. The Lions have been there 5 times since 2000. The Bears have been there 7. This will be 8. Number 8. I'm tired of seeing that edited video clip of Brian Poles this offseason. We're taking the North and never giving it back. That pause, we're taking the North basement. That's what he said. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Um, I know, Jim, because they're quick to clown us. Guess whose fans are wearing bags this season? One of them is the team that did it first, the Saints fans. The other ones are right there in Chicago. They want Blues gone. The only podcaster I know that talks about the Bears that don't want Blues gone is Ken the Bear fan. But it is time for me to do this. Brandon service at the corner of South Grand Travis and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road. Where? In Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Stop in and check us out. Used tires starting at $45 and up, depending on size and condition. If you need new tires, please call 810-233-8230. Talk to George, Red, or myself. When you show up, mention this ad. You will get a discount on any tire purchase you make. Thank you so much. Yeah, tomorrow is the pregame show, both shows. We're going to do the morning show like I normally do at noon. Going to do the night show with the NFL Roundtable Talk. And then after it's over, I'm bringing in more Lions fans. And go straight into the Lions fan cave chat after we're done with the pick. Pardon me. That one hurt. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. So let's see. Top everyone is Sarah with 31 wins through 3 weeks. In second place, it's Moonscar with 28. Michael Huck and King SJ are tied at 27. Matt Henry and J.I. are at 26. And Dwayne, we had a bad week. That's all I got to say. We had a bad week. Got to be better. Still better than half those guys that get paid to do it. Not bad for being fans just talking football. We must know a little bit. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Tell your friends, have them subscribe. We're sitting at 535 now. We keep growing. Thank you so much for all the interaction, all the comments. It makes my job easier. There are times it doesn't, but that's okay. Because that's what I have to do is balance that act. Finish my thought so I don't lose track. I don't have Alzheimer's yet, but I don't want to start acting like it because I'm jumping back and forth. Have a great day, everybody.